Hello everyone, welcome back to SportsKhabri, Arun Foot and Curious Harry. I'm Rahul, with me are Arava and Irene. Like always, fun game in the end for the neutral. I think 2-all East Bengal, Mohun Bagan played out a thrilling draw to say the least. Uh, of course, there's a controversial call in the end, which led to that dramatic Mohun Bagan equalizer. A lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. Firstly, Arva, I'll come to you. I know this is the sort of talking point in this game. Igor has already brought it up. Sal foul. It was on Nanda, I think, and yeah, foul for you, Arva. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
is a foul.
yeah, yeah.
Is a foul. Has to be given. But interesting, I saw more animation on the sides than on the field. So Nanda was not too bothered about it, right? So, yeah. But, with all that was happening, I think it's not an easy game to be a referee in. Because at some stage I thought the players were all over, and wow, I thought if an Asian Cup level referee was coaching this, I don't know if it would have ended. I don't know 7-7 or 6-6. I don't know. Match would have been cancelled or something. Because and this is a worrying factor I've been seeing for a while now, that the players are trying to cheat. You know,
Yeah.
and so therefore, and both sides, and but they get away with it, yeah. So, but I am more concerned from an Indian football perspective to see Anwar Ali coming in and limping off, right?
Mm.
Which to me was, um, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a difficult one because he looked very worried, when he went down. Of course, he's holding his hamstring. But looking at March, we need a fit Anwar Ali, but that's going to be a difficult one, I see.
Absolutely. I mean, hopefully he is there for India when we do play our World Cup qualifiers. On this game, Hiren, of course, I'll come to you again. You think that was a foul? Because it's probably the biggest point in the game apart from the penalty. We'll discuss the penalty decision as well. Do you think it was a foul on Nanda Vaisad?
First of all, hello to everyone, and I think this is one of the best derby in recent time, to be honest. And in terms of the entertainment
Yeah.
wise, I think it has everything you ask for as a you can say a football fan. And this is what should be a derby. I think we see all over the world this kind of situation happen, and obviously that was a foul. But I think, as sir mentioned, I think the situation, the pressure on the referee in this match is unbelievable, and I think he quite hold up very well, to be honest. Otherwise, it would gone in anyway. Yeah, if you see throughout the match, the atmosphere on the field is absolutely you can say कि मतलब कब कब क्या बोलते हैं कि किसको कौन मार दे पता नहीं चल रहा था and it completely मतलब you can say कि fierce competition and I'm in recent time I have not seen a derby in such a you can say कि intense atmosphere so I fully enjoyed it. Matlab, I think one of the reason here and there, but I think as a neutral, I think I fully enjoyed this match, and this is what Solvi Derby looks like. I think it's absolutely brilliant to in terms of the footballing wise. I think full everything. It has a fight, it has a goals, it has a penalties, and everything is there. So I fully enjoyed it, and I think fans are a little bit you can say कि दोनों ही fans थोड़े से इधर उधर होंगे बट आई थिंक मेरे हिसाब से हमने देखा है कि in such a situation I think it's a very difficult to you can say कि 100% right with the referee so I think that little benefit of doubt has to be given to be honest other than that I think he handled very well so I think for me I think it's a great game to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. uh, Again, it says intensity. Acha, Igor is also sort of praising the intensity. I think it was a good game and it was very intense and uh, there was a lot of running around. It was fun to watch. I think at no point did it feel like the game had gone into a lull and sort of was
But
just
but I'll say one thing, and people will be angry with me with that, but I still will say it. Yes, there was a lot of intensity, but at some stage this was just utter chaos on the field, right?
yeah, yeah. That was
It was
Mm.
not, it was, it was intensity. It was crazy. And again, both sides ending with 11 players, thank the referee. Anyone who's complaining about the ref, do not, at both sides, right? Because there have been scenes at both ends
that
where
foul
we
of
can discuss.
I think
Ajay Chetri never ends the match. Yes, if you want to talk about Petratos, we can talk about Shubhashish, we can talk about Clayton, we can talk about Partho, we can talk about Glenn Martins. How many players are left on the field?
Martins.
Yeah. So that's the point, right? If you want to go into depth, be biased, but then try and come down again and then come back to reality, because in the end it was utter chaos. And I think Quadra threw the game because he went in 62, 63rd minute. You make defensive substitutions. Seriously?
Yeah.
Score a third one, you're through. Why?
I think सर एक जो I think आपने right point यहाँ पे रेस किया है, क्योंकि अगर आप देखें तो मोहन बगान structure wise they are all over the place in second half. They are all over the place. There is nothing from the, you can say कि Mohan Bagan, and you can easily, if with a proper, you can say कि 2-3 passes, you can easily, you can say कि open up their defense. And वो मोहन ईस्ट बंगाल ने एक दो बार किया भी. But I think सर ने बिल्कुल सही बोला कि आपको वहां पे थोड़ा सा और एग्रेसिव होने की जरूरत थी, and third goal definitely would come because मोहन बगान is not looking in a, you can say कि सेफ की जहाँ पे in terms of the footballing wise आप ये नहीं बोलोगे कि this was a great game in terms of the tactics wise. I think this is all chaos here and there.
The tactics were terrible from both coaches. For the level of coaches that both
coaches,
it was a terrible game.
Exactly.
You know,
terrible.
You saw at the 100%. Beginning, Mohun Bagan defense were, I don't know what they were doing. You know, and you saw that Mohun Bagan, what has happened in the last few weeks, right? And on the other side, despite just winning the Super Cup a few days ago, Kodra didn't go for the kill.
Yeah.
Because and you were waiting for that equalizer to happen. That is the problem. If you're really as good as you think, sorry, this is, you know, you can talk about borrow match and this and stuff. Watch the other football that's been happening today. Then you realize what you saw. Watch Iran versus Japan. Watch even Punjab, dissecting BFC. We'll come to it. Rahul will be crying a little later, right? Then you'll see. This was the reality is people are talking to someone today. Basically, I don't know. This is quality is. I'm just watching parallel Bundesliga. Seriously, we have a quality issue and we have to talk about it. We need to talk about it. But sir, that is the issue.
I think in this match, अगर आप देखोगे तो there is no, you can say कि clear plan from both the side. Both the players are doing what they get the ball according to the situation they are reacting. There is no, you can say clear planning कि this is the way we have to go. I think they are passing anywhere, and if there is a moment created or opposition team, you can say कि make the mistake, then you are creating chances. First half, I would say little bit better, but second half is totally, you can say कि there is a all over the place both the teams, and there is a no, you can say clear planning. Otherwise it would have you can say कि definitely East Bengal इस मैच को निकाल सकती थी, या फिर मोहन बगान ने भी थोड़ा सा प्रेशर, बट आफ्टर दैट ब्रेंडन हेमिल एंड अनवर अली गॉन, आई थिंक ग्लान मार्टिन्स तो आई थिंक उनको अभी आई थिंक ट्रांसफर विंडो खत्म हो गई है, फिर भी उसको सेल कर देना चाहिए. फॉर मी आई थिंक ग्लान मार्टिन्स इज नॉट अ प्लेयर you can play with this quality, to be honest. What is he doing? I mean I don't understand. You don't know, you not hold for a 1 second of ball. How can you play playing at this level?
You also saw the situations with Deepak Tangri and the East Bengal
Deepak Tangri. That's a ridiculous
clear-cut penalty. It's like the ball is going in the other direction. Why are
Norema header मारता फिर भी नहीं जाता सर, वो फिर भी नहीं जाता वो. He is not in a situation to.
So yeah, that was a shocking tackle. I mean, this is going to come to you guys.
It's shocking. It's ridiculous. Why are you going in there?
What is he doing there?
Ridiculous.
Why?
Right? Brain fade moment.
And that is the decision making of our players. And it's I don't know. It's again, and that's we have to ask the quality question. Huh? You're talking about gem. If Shayan Banerjee is a gem for Indian football, then good night Indian football. Seriously, good night Indian football. This is not the level of players we should be producing.
Producing.
That is the problem. We have a quality problem, guys. Let's talk about that. There is intensity. There is no system. There's no tactics. Everyone running. It's like a 5-year-olds playing against each other in an open football field.
They are only, I think, they are running like peaks. जो मतलब ball आ जाए इधर उधर उधर बस वही चल रहा था.
It's not about this match. Look at the whole ISL. We need to be talking about where our standard of football is. Right? That's the problem. That is the problem again. And that's why, I've been giving, I think, or all of us have been giving people too long a credit and doubt and theek hai, kuch na kuch ho jayega. Something will happen. Something good will happen. But if this is, Ego Steamach raising another topic and it's like, it's not even laughable. It's not even laughable. Jay Gupta going to the Premier League.
Laughable,
huh? We saw Jay Gupta against Odisha being exposed. Hyderabad. Abdul Rabi. And someone is seriously saying, huh?
Yeah.
Listen, I've not seen enough German football. I see German football every day, right? But I've always had hope with Indian football. This is hopeless. This is really hopeless what we're seeing. Seriously, guys. If I compare this with this, I will not even compare. And people are jumping up and down. There are other players who should go to the Premier League. Do we have a player who could go into Wrexham? Everyone in the world now know who Wrexham is. Fourth tier of English football. Right? We can't go. We will not be playing National League. We'll be playing 5th, 6th tier of German football. And people are talking Premier League. What are we talking about, guys? Please, at some stage, wake up and be real. This la-la land thinking will not take Indian football forward. Seriously. And you guys also, then if people believe it, then what are we going to do?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Again, even look at BFC, right? Rahul, if you want to talk about the other match, right?
No,
a lot of expectations. People were talking saying, hey, 2 players and the whole team changes around. You have a problem. You have a general problem, right? And Punjab, despite not being the best, but again, you see if you've got 3 decent foreigners up front, they can take a team apart. That is the thing, right?
Yeah. For both these sides, guys, even in terms of the ISL, just coming to Hiren about this. Hiren, who does this benefit? This draw benefits Mohun Bagan or East Bengal more? I'm just trying to work this out because
I think
I feel like
for both the teams, it's a for both the teams it looks like a loss, to be honest. If you see Mohun Bagan's perspective, they have to win the matches with their lower ranked team. So that means they draw, then they drop 2 points. For West Bengal, this you can say very crucial match in terms of the after Super Cup win. They need to make another statement, and I think they fail in that aspect. So I think for both the teams, it's a little bit, you can say negative result. I would not say it's a positive result to draw for both teams. So that is the thing. But I think मैच क्वालिटी की बात हम करी है, लेकिन आई थिंक अगर मैच की बात करें तो फर्स्ट हाफ आई थिंक जिस तरह की स्टार्ट हुई और जो अजय छेत्री का गोल था एंड उसके बाद जिस तरह से मोहन बगान ने रिएक्ट किया एंड दैट अरमांदो सादिक गोल, till that time I think everybody was little bit looks, you can say, fine, but after that I think that the blast happens and the players are involved in too much fighting and football played less. To be honest, the best description of this match is in this 90 minutes, the football played less and everything else has happened more. So that is the, you can say, conclusion of the match by 2. Still there is a 2-2 score line, so you can expect that you can imagine what happened to the match.
Yep. And I think, Hiren, you know, I think, I mean, for both the sides, guys, even in terms of the ISL, just coming to Hiren about this. Hiren, who, I mean, who does this benefit? This draw benefits Mohun Bagan or East Bengal more? I mean, I'm just trying to work this out because
Yeah.
I know more of a loss for which team I know this one because
I
both
think for Mohun
fighting.
Bagan.
Yeah. Okay.
I think for Mohun Bagan because I think they're out of the championship race. I think they will not win the Shield. I think they needed the 3 points today. East Bengal are in a good position because they played less matches than the team around them. So for them, it's an advantage to even take uh, 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 for the sixth place. So for them, I think it's a point one. Even though I feel they've actually lost 2 points after these 90 minutes, I think for East Bengal there was more. If you see the way Mohun Bagan was wounded, and this was a good chance to get something across Mohun Bagan, and East Bengal didn't do it, and that's the East Bengal would have jumped into sixth place with a win, but still for me, for East Bengal it's more for Mohun Bagan. Again, they're not going to go outside the top five, so that is clear. But on the other side, championship was tough anyway. But they needed those 2 points extra, so they would needed a win today, and they didn't get it. So therefore, I would think that East Bengal can live better with the 2-2 draw, even though again they conceded late.
Yeah. Shaggy saying Anwar Arli is being rushed a little too early. You think,
That
guys, this is a problem for you guys?
that's the big worry. I think to rush him, इसीलिए कल भी हम प्रीव्यू में मैंने बात की थी कि I'm not seeing him in a starting 11. Maybe you can bring him in the second half as a 10-15 minute with this long injury. He's coming after I think 2-3 months. So you need to, you can say, give him a match time little by little. You can't straight away put him into this kind of match, particularly in derby in a situation like this, where your injury risk is much more higher. If you see the tackles, they are going left, center, right, everywhere. Behind the player tackle, two leg tackle, everything is happening. So in such a situation, I don't see you are risking your crucial player with this starting. I think that's the Habas mistake, to be honest. And straight away that you can say in I think 10-12 minutes he's been you can say subbed off. So that's a big set of for the Mohun Bagan also, because we have seen without Anwar Ali they are struggling in backline in first half of the season when he is gone out, and after that the struggle of Mohun Bagan started in AFC Cup and ISL also. So same thing will happen, continue. And sir, I think as mentioned rightly, I think their championship in terms of the shield race, I think they are out. For me, I think they are out now, and I think that they will maybe can produce qualify for playoffs and produce a result in the knockout. But I'm not seeing see them as a shield winner. And other side, I think for a national team, I think that's a big blow. You are already out with the Sandesh Singha, and if Anwar Ali is also not going to be fit in soon, then I think that's a big those two matches against Afghanistan will be. I can only imagine Subhashish Bose and Rahul Beke as central back. So that's the big task for the or you can say problem for the Igor Stimesh now. Without their first choice to center back, how he is going to set it up the back line?
Yep, yep. I mean, there's another game today, of course, BFC Punjab, and Punjab coming back from a goal down to win it 3-1 in the end. I watched the game, and I actually thought, in the end, if you actually look at it, Punjab deserved it because they were very clinical on the counter, and they sort of broke BFC down quite well. Whatever, BFC enjoyed most of the ball, didn't make the most of their chances, and yeah, on the other hand, you had a team that played on the counter attack and they did it quite efficiently. So yeah, for me it was frustrating because of course you're hoping for a sort of rejuvenated side now coming into the second half, especially on the back of a couple of signings. But yeah, wasn't the case. Of course, Nikhil didn't start, but still, I think there was still something missing there, and yeah, it was just frustrating in the end. What do you guys make of it? Yeah, no.
I think I thought it was a good start for BFC. Good to see actually Sunil getting a goal.
Yeah.
And you thought, okay, Punjab is going to, get into problems, and they picked themselves up. That was good to see because we've seen Punjab quite often when they concede a goal, they're trying to sort of get back into the game, but they don't really get into the game. And BFC had more of the ball, but somehow the other. As you said, Punjab was clinical, right? And the foreigners scored the goals, and they've got a good, Jordan, Luka Machin, Mehdi Talal. Those are three very, very good foreigners to have, right? And they showed that. So I think it could be an interesting thing. I think Punjab FC maybe now with the chance. Who knows? They're only 2 points behind Northeast, and Saragossa. I don't know if this whole positivity around BFC with Saragossa coming in, with Sana and with Nikhil Pujari coming in, if that's already flown away. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge of BFC, because I saw also that Pat Jindal made a few very interesting statements, but it's difficult. I mean, BFC are down to 10th in the league, right? So it's too much of I don't know. It's difficult. It's very difficult of what you're going to do, and I think for BFC it's a question of, can this team? There is potential in this team, no doubt about it. But can this team really turn it around and push for that 6th spot? That is now the question. Do they have enough character? Can this team really play to its potential? BFC is in this weird situation where this club knows what it can do, but somehow or the other it's not getting there. It's and that's the that's the challenge, I think, for BFC.
Yeah. Shaggy saying difficult formation. Yeah, then there were a couple of players who played out of position. I think most notably Damjanovic, you can see playing in their left back position today, and we saw that in the Super Cup. So I wasn't too surprised by it today, but yeah, that was one. And Parmesh is saying Suresh has been has been another disappointment. Of course he was given a contract till 2028. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I think the contracts that have been given out, the long ones, to Indian players, I think they've been given out to players who are in the national team. And I mean, if you're looking at the Indian talent pool, if you snap these guys up for a long period, I think that's fine. That's fair enough. Who else are you going to sign on a long-term basis? You have to sort of.
But you've seen that in for example in the Premier League or in other leagues, right? When you tie down players on long-term contracts, somehow they get also complacent.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's the
and the question is, BFC was so desperate to sign Sana and Nikhil Pujari that they offered him like 4.5 year contract. And again, the guys are 27, right? They're not the youngest. So from that standpoint, I feel, and Oliver Drost is going to be also an interesting one. Can he, whenever he starts playing, can he add that firepower? It's going to be very interesting to see. And are the structural changes which BFC did at the end of 2022, have they really worked for the club? That's something which BFC needs to sort of figure out with a lot of people gone, who were there for quite a period of time, starting with Mandar, but also Naushad Musa was there for a long time. And can the youngsters that BFC has had, can you create somewhat of a model that the Blasters have done very well, where the Blasters are giving a lot of their youngsters a chance in the ISL. It's a forced chance because others are injured, but if you see the Mohammed Aymans, the Vibins, the Nihal Sudesh played yesterday from the start. That's an interesting one that BFC, that's how sort of players like Roshan came up, right? So that's the question of old guard, new guard, and how can so therefore that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I would love to see I think Shivaldo at least be given a start. Of course, I don't think that he can throw on too many youngsters, but if he does, I would love to see Shivaldo there, because this kid, I think, has quality, and he showed it today as well. I think you put the perfect cross of Sunil Chhetri, and then the header doesn't go as planned. But he's got quality. I hope he's one of those who's given an opportunity. Hiren, on BFC, where do they go from here? Because 13 games again, they failed to win again. I think they had to take.
मैच तो मैंने नहीं देखा because I was doing a watch along of Japan versus Iran. But definitely disappointing start of the second half for the BFC with this you can see some of the marquee Indian signing, and there is a lot of hope. And I think their owners also in the social media before the match, and that's a clear disappointment also after the match. So I think he also mentioned regarding the situation needs to be done right now. But in football, that thing not happen usually. You can see often. So that is the challenge for Chargos, how he is going to turn around the situation. And in this sixth position race, I think how in first half, if you see, we count out Jamshedpur, Punjab, and Hyderabad. But if you see now second half, I think Jamshedpur and Punjab FC comes into the mix. They can you can say ruin your party. So now it's just only Hyderabad. And Hyderabad also with their youngster, you never know any day. Can produce something draw or that can ruin your you can say chances. So I think in that sense, Bengaluru FC needs to turn around this situation as quickly as possible. But let's say can Zaragoza do it, and I think now you can't you can say I mean you can too much excuse about the players. I think you have some of the quality players in every position. To be honest, they just need to you can say perform as per their potential, and manager or coach has to you can say use a tactically that you can say in terms of the advantage. I think you are not a situation where you can see Kerala Blaster where you need to bring a youngster. Your key players are getting injured. I think BFC needs to change things quickly. Otherwise, it will be you can say uh, काफी देर हो जाएगी. Then I think this season will be you can say probably a failed season.
Yeah, guys, the funny thing is that even after every BFC game, it feels like, for me at least, it feels like, oh my god, now we're done. Like it's done. Because if another team wins, where like it's a big hit, but then East Bengal draw in the end. So again, it gives you hope and keeps you in the race and keeps you thinking, oh, you know what, we
But
can still win.
but Rahul, but that's what I've been saying, right? There will be so many draws in that lower
Yeah,
half of the table, and you've
yeah,
had Northeast Jamshedpur drawing, East Bengal drawing, right? So all of these teams are drawing, right? The only one, the big gainer of the week so far is Punjab FC with 3
yeah,
points.
yeah,
And the thing is, Punjab FC to me will get better whenever they start integrating those 4 signings on transfer deadline day. They're going to get better. And BFC's question is, you've brought in players. Holy Charan has played little because he's been more injured than fit. Rohit Danu, with all the talent that Rohit Danu has, but Rohit Danu has really not shown at club level that he's a starting 11 player, sadly for me. Shiva
yeah,
Shakti had a good finish not a good finish, but he had a good patch last season where BFC was winning. Seems to be a shadow of himself as well. So BFC is a lot of these players where are they? What level are they? Suresh also, right? I think had a very good fighting Asian Cup, but I think these players who went to the Asian Cup, I think had a tough time, and so therefore, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. BFC has the potential, and again, we go back to potential and then talk about consistency, right? If a team is consistent, you will get the result. And to be currently a coach of an ISL team, if you're not one of those 4 or 5 top teams, let's say even the top 4, I take even Mohun Bagan out of the discussion at the moment because I think it's a very difficult team to coach at the moment. For the rest of the league, the coach, the challenge is, how do you get the best out of your players to get a result? It could be the worst football, but now at the moment, at this stage of the league, it's about getting results. You're in the middle of the league, and it's somehow to get 3 points. And I go back to what I've been saying for weeks and months: a team which can win 2, 3, maybe even 4 matches in a row, they will jump up. They will get that opportunity. And you saw BFC. How many matches was it last season? 10, right? 10 unbeaten.
yeah, 10 or 11, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
10 or 11.
So that got them really close to the top, and that is the challenge now for all these teams. I saw Joel was asking about Blasters. Listen, Blasters has lost now away. Blasters will play matches at home. Blasters will get points, but this race in both sides of the table is so interesting, and Hyderabad could be, in my opinion, a spoiler. because I thought they didn't play bad against Goa, right? So if Hyderabad pick up a draw or a draw here and there, maybe even beat someone, right? That could derail the whole arithmetics of this whole race, because that's why it is making this whole race so interesting at the moment.
Yeah. Pedro's asking, does Suresh have a good partner in midfield? Yeah, I think like Rohit as at his best. I mean, he's coming back now, and if it'll be interesting to see if he can get to where he was last season. Of course, he didn't have a good first half, but Fanai has done well. He started today. He looked pretty good in the Super Cup as well. So it's going to be one of these players, and then Harvey ahead. So that's what it's pretty much going to look like for BFC in midfield at least. But yeah, guys.
Good
Yeah,
question
yeah,
from Rohan, nah?
yeah.
And Rahul, that's for you
BFC.
to answer.
Is BFC building for? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would say yes, because again, you see the long-term contracts. Of course, I think it's a manager who's come in mid-season. I'm not expecting him to do one. Like, I'm not expecting him to go on a 10-game winning run and sort of throw us back into contention straight away. So I don't mind not getting the sort of sixth position this season if that means we do enough to sort of structure the entire thing and do well next year, and then and then compete for the ISL league shit. I mean, that's what it should be. Get everything together, make sure you have the resources, make sure you have the players, and then you can go really hard from the start of the season next year onwards. And it's fine if for me at least, if we don't yeah if we don't get sixth spot this season. Guys, tomorrow Mumbai City Jamshedpur. Again, it's important in the sixth place race in the title. I think every game is going to be like this. That's the fun part from here on. Hiren, Jamshedpur, Mumbai.
I think it will be an interesting match, to be honest. I mean, as I earlier said, now Jamshedpur and Punjab FC, a team you can say ki you're going to win easily. So I think they can produce a result and upset, and you can say ki ruin your all the, you can say ki arithmetic. So Mumbai City has to be top of their game to get the 3 points, and there is a to their key player Roshan Griffiths, Greg Stewart has been left the club, and Nasir Al Khiati. Three foreigners leave the club in this winter transfer window. So the replacement has been announced. Thier, Keruma, and this Ikar Guruskena and all has been announced. So let's see how Peter Keki is going to use them, and how the Indian players. I think he has given a lot of Indian youngsters in the chance in the Super Cup. So let's see who are they going to get more minutes in ISL. That will be interesting to see. Other side, I think in Jamshedpur, they made a interesting performance against the North East United in the first. So I think they are also a little bit less in terms of the confidence. They are okay. Their Manzaro and Chima
Hiren, I think
Chuku,
you're
and
losing your
I think they are
voice.
all turning up. So
I don't know. Are you also
I
losing
think
Hiren?
Ari was very.
Ari, it's
Yeah, we
breaking.
lost him. Lost him a little bit. Hiren, you still there?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
think this.
Ari was maybe.
Yeah,
But
but
you're
it's still
frozen.
breaking, Hiren.
So I think
Yeah.
it will be a close match. Okay,
Okay. He's saying it's a close match. I
but
think
Yeah.
for Mumbai,
continue.
the challenge, the challenge I think for Mumbai will be, as Hiren said, three foreigners gone. And again, with Royston Griffiths, I think that behavior, the player can be as important enough. And I kind of say that I'm very happy to see what Mumbai City has done. I think that should be done by every club. It doesn't matter how important the player is. There
Yeah.
are certain sets of rules, and there's a certain level of behavior which should be, a decor on the field and off the field and whatever. Greg Stewart wanted to leave. Al Khati wanted to leave. Yeah, that's fine. Pereira Diaz is banned, so it leaves it Mumbai City with two foreigners, which means that Noguera and Tiri tomorrow. But the youngsters have not been playing bad. You get the national team players back. And you'll have to wait who amongst the foreigners is when available. I don't think they'll be available tomorrow, but maybe for the next game. On the other side, Jamshedpur has been playing well. But again, you realized Jamshedpur with four foreigners is different than with 5 or 6 foreigners in the Super Cup. And that will be interesting for Khalid, because I think Mumbai takes a lot of heart from the Super Cup in the way that these youngsters and do the things. and that's very, I think, very, very important that Mumbai is able to get the 3 points if they want to keep on somewhat of a pressure on Goa, right? I mean, for Mumbai, it's a long shot, but still, if they can win those two matches which they're behind, uh, 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 um, then they're ahead of Goa and then they're ahead of Odisha and of Kerala Blasters potentially. And that's Roshan Al Khayati injury. I mean, I've said it multiple times. I feel Nasser Al Khayati, if he's fit, most probably the best player to have been in the league in the last 2 years, right? I mean, I remember those waltzing goals for Chennai last season, right? But you saw this season, in patches, especially, that BFC game, him and Greg Stewart combining. I mean, those two in top form. Wow, I think it's going to be difficult to get a better combo than those two guys. But sadly, that's the reason why a player of his class comes to an India. Because in Europe, it will be difficult for him to play top-tier football because no club will sign him with that injury record. So therefore, sometimes we have to be honest and realistic and also see who is coming to India and why. And that's the challenge, I think. So therefore, it's an important game for both teams. If Mumbai win, they can move a little closer to the top. If Jamshedpur get a draw, get a win for them, those are bonus points, and that puts them in a good position for the top 6 race.
Yeah. Hiren, you think Mumbai can get the job done? I think we have lost Hiren again. I don't know, again, you mentioned the changes that Mumbai made, of course, and do you think it would be asking too much for them to sort of get it right straight away after they've lost their foreigners?
I don't know if Ikara has arrived or will be there, and Tyre Kroma is I don't see them being on the pitch tomorrow, but Tyre Kroma has played a good Asian Cup for Syria. One of the Syrian defense was rock solid, so that's the kind of, and Ika was a good striker last season at Goa, right? And which puts a little bit of less pressure on Pereira Diaz, but on the other side, Alberto Nogueira picks up a very, very important role in this team now. That he has to, he'll have to sort of control that midfield, which was sort of a role which Greg Stewart or Nasser Al Khayati had. So there's more pressure on Apuya as well to perform. So therefore, these are the things that Mumbai City needs to look at. So therefore, it's a tough one.
Yep. Prediction, sorry, for tomorrow.
2-0 Mumbai.
2-0 Mumbai. Fair enough. Guys, please drop your predictions as well for Mumbai Jamshedpur tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting one. I think. I think Mumbai. I'd want to see Mumbai win, of course, from the BFC perspective as well. I don't want Jamshedpur putting any more pressure than there already is on BFC. And I just genuinely, I think it'll be more interesting. It'll be more fun if Mumbai do win, because it just looks like Goa peeling away slowly. And we need a team that can really put the pressure. Mohun Bagan again drawing today, which is not helping the title race. So I want Mumbai to win for that reason as well. Joel saying 1-0 Mumbai. Akash saying 1-0 Jamshedpur. Chima goal, and Trevor saying 1-1 draw. So we've got 3 different results. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We'll be back to discuss that game. And thanks Arnav for joining in, and thank you everybody in the chat. Of course, Hiren, I think, is having some technical problems, and that's probably why he's not able to join in. Thanks guys. Please do like and share these videos. Subscribe to all the channels: SportsKhabri, Arun Foot, Curious Harry, and Indian Food and Football. We'll be back. Good night.
Good night, everyone.